Shop smart, shop S-Mart.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the new book, Oodles. I am your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me is longtime friend of the channel, Mr. Phil Diaz. What's going on, brother? How you?
What's up, man? Good. Good to be back, man. Thanks for having me.
Man. It's been a while, and you got an awesome book for us to talk about today. But before we get into that, what you been up to recently, man? What's been going on? You guys have been busy over there at Zaid Comics, yeah?
Yeah, super busy with the day job, with the comics. I mean, and this past like 5 years have been a blur of crowdfunding and conventions and arcade games and all this stuff. But it's been awesome. And this time, able to team up with Gifted Rebels, Adam, our buddy Adam Lawson.
Yeah.
A little collaboration. So super fun. And
Adam's great, peeps.
There's even like more stuff to come, because last year we did Awesome Business. We Lost Pages 3. We were able to help out Cecil fulfilling Cash Grab.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy blur as well.
I bet.
We got Cash Grab out there. And because of that, we were able to put a lot of money into future projects. So like this book, there's a Western book, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, okay.
That we're going to be putting out next year, or at least an ash can for next year.
Yeah.
And also MegaCon 3 is going to be in the works very soon. So lots to do. So many different stories. It's
kicking out the jams, man. That's awesome.
It's crazy being I don't know, a creator that just has free time to write, because I was talking about this on like Mark Bolton's channel yesterday.
Yeah.
He's another guy that has just left so many ideas and has put out so many books in the last half a decade. So I know that I can sympathize with him, where it's like, which books do we put out when, and which is going to hit, and which do we expand on? And like, I love characters so much, coming up with characters and really exploring them. So it's been crazy.
That's fantastic. And you were one of the early creators in this scene, making indie books. And I actually just had Mark Bolton on the other day for What's in the Box. I got my Writhe and Pain book, which I really enjoyed. That was a good book.
I just read that a couple weeks ago. It was awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Graves did a fantastic job in that line work, man. I got the black and white line art edition.
Oh, dang, awesome.
Yeah, and he did a fantastic job on this book. Has an old 1970s horror movie feel to it that I really enjoyed, like with the story. But yeah, it's really cool to see people that have stuck with it for years. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, in this indie scene, sometimes we don't get to the second issue or the third issue or the third volume or whatnot. And he's been doing U.S. Assassin. He did Viking Wolf. He's got Writhe and Pain. He's got Coney Waves. I mean, he's just putting out a bunch of different ideas. And you guys are doing the same thing over at Zaid Comics. You've got the Lost Pages. You've got Magic Cop, and you've got a bunch of different characters coming out of the Lost Pages. So it's really cool to see people pursuing this dream and actually being able to continue doing it, man. So hats off to you.
Thanks, man. I mean, and we owe it all to the backers and people in the chat, the readers. Really can't take them for granted. It's amazing that they're allowing us to do stuff like this, and
for sure.
I feel blessed and lucky that we were able to get so many people helping us out and making these books. And now that we have, because every campaign we overprint a little bit so we can sell them on our website. And I also sell books at the arcade that I work at as well, we have.
Oh, cool.
My boss lets me put some in the little case up front, so we get some
Right
sales
on.
there,
Yeah.
and from our website now too. So yeah, I'm super blessed with all this stuff.
That's kind of a unique little storefront that you can do there with the arcade. I mean, because comic books and arcades kind of go hand in hand, at least in my opinion. You know, like movie theater, comic shop, arcade. I mean, it's all. I mean, having them all together in like a single area, I think would be like the perfect entertainment avenue. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's the entertainment in media of like the outcast, right?
Yeah.
So where you're not popular at school, you go to the arcade after school to play awesome games, meet new people, hang out with your friends. Same thing with like comic books. You know, it's very almost like underground type of feel to it.
I agree. Speaking of arcades, what I have a question. What is your favorite arcade machine that you guys have at the arcade? One that you would like, you would just sink quarters in, continuously if you were given the opportunity to just sit there and play all day.
Oh, and I've done this. And well, the cool thing about our arcade is you don't need any quarters. It's a it's free play arcade. It's just $25 to get in, and then
nice.
You
okay.
Play as long as you want, so you could actually beat your favorite game. And this is what I did when we first got it. Dragon's Lair was
wow,
huge, a favorite of mine.
Yeah,
and I just sunk time into it, and learned the game. And now I'm very rusty, but I mean I've beaten that game without dying. I've gotten pretty close to the world record as well.
Nice, dude.
So I love Dragon's Lair. The animation in that is just top notch.
Oh, fantastic! I absolutely love Space Ace. This is the same company. Yeah,
we have all three. So there's Dragon's Lair 2, and then Space Ace. Yeah.
Wow. That's Bakshi, isn't it? Or Ralph Bakshi did the animation for that. Don Bluth, that's what it is. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Same era. Wrong production studio. I remember when that game came to the arcade that we had here in my little town in the small. It was cool to see, man. But speaking of the pay a certain amount and then can play all day. We used to have a place down in Daytona that was like a pinball arcade or a pinball museum. So they had like the history of like pinball machines and arcade machines, and they had like all kinds of old arcade machines from like the 70s and 80s, and some up into the 90s. But they would play up on a stage that had a big projection screen that would play like music videos from like the 70s and 80s as well. So it was this whole vibe that they had going on. It was great, man. Now, would you ever want to do like an arcade machine with any of your characters, like a side-scrolling beat 'em up or anything like that?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that, and I was just on with Mr. Berger, and Dillard was saying he would love to do that with his Golden Patriot character.
Yeah,
a side-scrolling beat 'em up. But if anyone out there remembers when we were, just getting into crowdfunding with Magic Cop 1, Magic Cop was actually at first an idea for a side-scrolling beat 'em up that we had. My brother.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay.
On the production sides of the arcade company we work for, we work on developing our own arcade games, and Magic Cop was one that Brandon and I came up with, and that's why there's like 4 main detectives on the police force that are in the story. And the bad guys were like the bosses in that were going to be the bosses and different levels and stuff.
Yeah.
So that never went into production, but we had so much like background and story written for the characters. And we're like, why don't we try to make this into a comic book? And that's where it came from. So eventually, I hope we're able to double back and do something like that. With like
that would be cool, dude.
Streets of Rage type.
Yeah. Brian Polito's actually got a Lady Death game in production, and that same studio has a Phantom side scroller coming out, and they look fantastic, man.
Yeah,
like
so
the
cool.
animation on them looks so cool. So that that kind of made me think of that. So that would be cool to see, man. I think you should definitely lean into that if you get a chance. And I mean, you have a unique opportunity there at the arcade. Be able to get it in front of people. But let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. Henry Beam is coming in and dropping a link for Psycho Slumber. Thank you, Henry. Good to see you, sir. And there's my lovely lady, Skull Beautiful. Thank you for being here.
What is up? It was awesome meeting you guys at Heroes Con. It was so cool.
Man. That was a hell of a good time. She says, "What up, Phil?"
What up?
And hi to Henry and Feline dropping the link as well. Go ahead and hit this link so you can go get your copy of Psycho Slumber, crossover between the Lost Pages and the Kill Journal, written by our boy Phil here and our boy Adam Lawson. She's also dropping the link to Zaid Comics. You want to go check out all the rest of the stuff that Phil's got, go do it. He's got all kinds of stuff. He's been building up his IP portfolio over there with Zaid Comics. Tim Olson says, "Holy shit, I've never seen someone rock sideburns like that." Yeah.
Thank you.
Old Phil got to sideburns rocking, man. I'm a fan of the sideburns as well. Just saying.
Yeah, look good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Luniverse? Thank you for coming to hang out. Tim says, "How many Magic Cop books have you done? Because I only remember the first book."
Oh, awesome, Tim. Yeah, we did a sequel, Magic Cop 2. I was looking for it. I don't know if I have one in my room, but yeah, it's on our site. So we still have Magic Cop 2s. If you check out zaidcomics.com, you'll find it on there. It's it's almost like 100 pages, like 93 pages, basically 4 issues. It's formatted just like the first one, but totally different story now. And instead of mermaid prostitutes in the first one, this crime is a super drug called pixie dust that when people snort it, they get magical powers. So that's the pitch for number 2.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Check it out.
What's up, old dirty fatty? He says, "How dare Phil be so productive, creative, and reliable? We must slap a silly name to his kind." Dang. Yes, creator. There you go. How's that? And if you want to see the pics that Flying Feline took while we were at Heroes Con, go on Twix and type in the hashtag HeroesCon 2024, just like that. Yep, you can see all the pics that she posted, and there were a lot of them. It was great. Kind of became the unofficial documentarian of our little corner of indie comics there at the con. Had to put the links on my Facebook because X is, but yeah, of course. Yep. X is funny like that. Mermaid prostitutes, they literally have crabs. Well, you'll have to read the book to find out, man. Can't be giving away any spoilers here.
Yeah, no spoilers.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the campaign here, but give us a little background on the Lost Pages and how this collaboration between you and Adam came to be.
Sweet, yeah. So the Lost Pages was our second crowdfunded book. We did in 2020, 2019. So we did Magic Cop and then the Lost Pages. So the Lost Pages characters have been heroes that I've been writing for a really long time. So before we even crowdfunded, my brother and I did some pretty crappy comics back in like 2012. And it wasn't even drawn. It was pictures, photographs of me and my friends in front of a green screen. And then my brother would Photoshop it to make it look like a comic book. And
okay.
That's where like the silhouette came from. He was our first hero. He was, he's kind of one of the main characters in the Lost Pages. And then throughout the years, it was very hard to like schedule to do these photo shoots. So we took a break from that. And when I went to college, I started writing stories about the silhouette and these other characters like Crimstone, Wildcard. And then once we did the first Magic Cop, had like kind of small success with that crowdfunder, my passion was really diving into these characters like the silhouette and the Lost Pages characters. And so that first one introduces you to all of the main heroes that are connected through this homeless man who has this book called the Book of Lost Pages. And then we did the second one, which is all about the silhouette. And the third one just came out,
That's
which
good
is
stuff.
all about Crimstone. And then I got a call from Adam, who did this awesome horror universe called The Kill Journal, and he wanted to do a little crossover. So
I am a fan. To Kill Journal. I got the nice hardcover here. And it is beautiful. Just read the Finch dossier. It was really good too.
Oh yeah. That's on here as well in the add-on section. So
nice.
If you guys have not read any of either of these stories from the Kill Journal or the Lost Pages, you can get everything on the campaign or from our sites. So yeah, he hit me up. He really dug the Lost Pages, and specifically like the silhouette in Crimstone.
Yeah,
and I'm like, hey, if we could time this right, I'll fulfill the Lost Pages 3, which is all about Crimstone and jazz, and
got that badass Bisley cover.
Oh yeah, so cool. Hopefully people will get hype for these characters, and then we could give them another badass story and try to, show them who these characters are. And then in the next one, put them in this horror universe where we terrorize them and really get to see what their fears are. And that's how this came to be.
That's fucking rad, man. I like that. I like when ideas just kind of come together and make this this beautiful amalgamation of a story.
Yeah.
Old Dirty Fatty says, I hear mermaid prostitutes cost quite a few clams. Oh, hang on. I got something for that.
Perfect.
That's a good one, ODF. Yeah. Very nice. So go ahead and hit this link so you can take a look at the page here that we're looking at currently. Yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer here.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's just one to put together. Very 80s slasher inspired.
Love it.
In the dead of night, on the outskirts of Chicago, the line between reality and imagination blurs. And in the moment before you doze off, Simon wakes up to play. He'll seep into your sleep and turn your wildest dreams into your final nightmare. From the worlds of the Kill Journal and the Lost Pages comes this year's most horrifying comic crossover, Psycho Slumber. When the undead is in your head, it will take more than heroes to put it back to rest. You will need survivors. In Simon's world, the rules are his own, and the only way out is to play his game. This winter, Simon says, "You're next."
That's a great fucking trailer. Holy shit, man. Wow. That was really well done. Who did your trailer for you?
I did the trailer, and nice. John Dillard did the voiceover.
I thought that was Dillard.
Yeah. I did it at first, just to like block the trailer out to have something to put everything together. And I'm like, oh man, I got to get Dillard on this because he's got that voice, and he knocked it out. And like,
he's got that. I've been chain smoking for 20 years. Gravel going on.
Yeah, exactly. Doc Blaylock's got another amazing voice. I think I heard him on a Dark Gifts stream today, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna use him for my Western. If you would,
there you go.
Be good for a voiceover. Yeah, Dillard's great.
Great for VO works. Simon says lots of things. Yes, exactly. Feline says, "Wow, yeah, definitely had a 70s 80s slasher movie vibe to it, and I dig that. I don't know what it is about the 70s and 80s, but they had the best horror movies.
Oh
just the story, the effects, the creativity. Some of my favorite stuff came from the 70s and 80s, and I'm guessing that's gonna kind of bleed into the story that you're telling with Psycho Slumber here."
Definitely. Yeah. So Adam basically tasked me to write the script for the crossover. Mm-hmm. So He's already done some really, really cool slashers in his universe. If you guys are not aware, the Kill Journal is about these revenants who are basically tortured souls that probably most likely died in some horrific way, but they are not, their soul's not resting, and it comes back and kills either people they knew or random people, and they become these slashers, much like Jason, Michael Myers, but they're new original creations. And the protagonists of the story have all been affected by these slashers in some way, and instead of backing down and being killed, they take up arms and try to hunt the ones that are hunting them. So I really love the premise, and I was able to come up with a new revenant for this story named Simon, who you guys saw in the trailer, who hunts you in your sleep. So he's kind of like our version stand-in for Freddy Krueger. His backstory is totally different, and his methods he uses are very, very different as well. As you can see, he's got that crazy concrete saw. So I thought, this would be the perfect villain to put up against Crimstone, because Jasmine, our heroic babe, has her imaginary friend Crim, as you see there, the big purple badass. He lives in the imaginary world, so he could interact with Simon, and we'll see that a lot here.
Oh, nice.
So he steps into the dream world. In the third Lost Pages, you see when Jasmine's asleep, he's in her dreams, and he could peer into her dreams, and kind of like holds the fort down there. And so it just worked really well. And then on the Kill Journal side of things, Marty and Finch, who are fleshed out in the Kill Journal and the dossier, are the heroes or the protagonists we'll be seeing. And they butt heads with Crim and Jasmine, but they're gonna have to work as a team to take this crazy psychopath down.
Nice. That's going to be a lot of fun to see the interaction of. Feline says, I know a certain blue mohawked guy that does awesome VO as well. Well, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did the VO for Frog G.
Oh, awesome. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of fun. I love doing VOs, but I love this Rob Willis cover. Like, Rob fucking crushed it with this cover. Who did the colors for the cover?
I forget her name. She's the same colorist who did his cover on The Exiled.
Okay.
Her name starts with a V. It's like Veronica.
Yeah.
She's
I
great.
think that he worked with her on a regular basis. She does great work. This is her colors really complement his line work very well.
And she created so much atmosphere for the background too, right? There's like layers to this, the foreground, midground, and then background. Like Simon is almost like this crazy kaiju, like a giant at that point. So I was so excited that, Adam said we were able to get Rob for this piece, because I've been wanting him to draw Crim for years, just love his anatomy, and he's so...
He draws big dudes really well, like the big, beefy, badass dudes. Yeah, he does a good job with that. That's a fantastic cover, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And then here's some of the interior work, right? This is...
Yes. Yeah, so the interiors are drawn by Juan Gideon, who's done some awesome issues of Venom in the past.
Yeah.
And most recently, he did the Jurassic League, that like Justice League dinosaur book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a bunch of work for that. And he just had some free time in his schedule. And Adam, I think he met him at San Diego Comic-Con. He's always been wanting to work with him. So I thought he'd be perfect for Crim as well. And he just killed it. Super fun stuff.
This is great, man.
Yeah.
A lot of mood in these pages that I'm seeing.
Yeah, we really shout outs to our colorist Eugene, who's he started with us coloring Magic Hop and the Lost Pages. So we work with him a lot, and he takes directions so well. Specifically this page really emphasizes that the first two panels are in the dream world and the third is in reality. So you get that kind of contrast, that pop, that red horror color that really symbolizes the heartbeat rush that
Yeah.
you would get in an 80s slasher film.
I love that, and it's funny how much mood and feeling good colors can add to a scene.
Mhm.
You don't really think about it because it's kind of in the background, but when it's not there, you notice. It aids the storytelling, and
Yeah,
that's really cool. I mean, the color choices actually really do remind me of some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
yes.
Some of those slasher flicks, especially the ones that are kind of supposed to be kind of eerie and outside of reality and reality bending.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I was really thinking of that, and then also there's I don't know if you remember the film Dreamscape. You remember that one where like I just remember specific like because they would jump into people's dreams, right? And there was like one of the main guys turned out to be bad. He was killing people in their sleep, and I remember there's like this scene on like a subway, and it was very like atmospheric, smoky, a lot of like green and red tinted lights in there. So that's the kind of stuff I pulled from for this.
Awesome. And look at the line work, seeing the black and white, and you can see the difference, between the black and white and the color. But I mean, the line work is great as well.
Yeah, we actually gearing up for this campaign, we did a small print run of 50 basically like preview books that was black and white. I have one of them.
Oh, nice.
And we did this really cool foil
shiny cover.
Super cool. And art from the inside. And then it's the first kind of like intro to the story, but in black and white. So we sold these on the Zaid Comics site. People got to check this out, and just seeing that difference in how much mood the color actually brings it, because the full book is full color, 60 pages, and all of the line work is already done. We're just crowdfunding for coloring and lettering and printing, and then all the little cool stuff we're putting out for the backers as well. So
nice.
Turnaround time should be pretty good on this one.
Awesome. So you just said the line work is all done.
Yes.
And so guess just waiting on colors and letters now. Is that?
That's right. Yeah. So the colorist is all these pages plus I want to say 2, and he's working on it right now. And so all the crowdfunding is going into that to make these pages pop.
Henry says he got a copy of that little ash can. He says it's pretty dope.
Awesome. Henry, leave a review on the site. You should have gotten an email asking for a review. Maybe you already did. I don't know, but I appreciate that, brother.
And looks so there's going to be, you'll be able to catch up with all the stuff. It looks like Kill Journal Volume 1, Lost Pages Volume 3, and tell me about the shirt. I dig the shirt, man.
So this is exclusive to this campaign. This was designed by Howl Comics, Alan Alonso. He also designed the logo, and it's
a great logo.
Very, again, 80s horror inspired. I wanted it to seem like a movie shirt, a horror film shirt. Took some kind of like inspiration from Leatherface, with the chainsaw above the head.
Yeah.
And and then it was his whole thing was that face there where he just surprised me with putting the outline, very, very almost like Jeepers Creepers like. I
dig it, because your boy Simon here, he's got a very unique looking face. He's very unique character design, and to be able to work that into kind of like his silhouette there, I like it. There's a lot of layers, and when you sent me the logo for this book, I putting it into the thumbnail, I noticed a lot of the detail that was in here, like the P has like a skull in it, and it's not just red letters that are kind of jaggedy. There's a lot of detail in these letters that you don't see, and obviously the knife here. But very evocative of 70s horror. And I dig that, man. I dig it quite a bit.
Yeah, this was my first time doing a comic that was like horror based, and really having fun with mashing up the, basically like superhero being hunted by Freddy Krueger. that idea. Just so fun. And the thing that I really had the most fun with writing this is kind of like creating a weakness for Simon, where all of these revenants that Adam has created, they each have kind of a tether that chains them to this world. And I really love coming up with new ways for the survivors to attack that tether, try to break it, to send them to hell, for lack of a better term. So they have this kind of like almost Horcrux kind of aspect to them, and that's what this story is all about. It's the readers, if you guys read the Lost Pages, if you read the Kill Journal, the characters in this book. So the real story is about Simon and what he went through and what demented him to be this psychopath.
Yeah, that's cool. And that the revenants and the finding the weakness, I mean, that also kind of harkens back to those old horror movies, especially the ones that were more cerebral. Especially like the kind of the supernatural ones as well. You got to find that thing that is their only weakness, to be able to destroy them, because otherwise they just keep coming back. And Crim is kind of the perfect character to use in this story. Uniquely suited to dealing with this type of threat. And it's gonna be fun to watch Crim take on Simon, especially in the dream world.
Yeah. Definitely, Elio. Crim has very unique abilities when he is in that imaginary world. It's basically his realm, and he gets to have fun in there. So some awesome action sequences in here, and really was able to get creative with the character.
Hell yeah, dude! That's gonna be fucking rad. All right, and so Psycho shirt, and so you get the book and the shirt for $50.
Yes. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, we want to do something with because we're able to put logos on the sleeves of the shirts. So I think we're gonna do either a Lost Pages Kill Journal logo on the sleeve, or like a Gifted Rebels Aid Comics thing.
Nice,
maybe unique. And this will be exclusive to this campaign. That's gonna be super fun. I can't wait to get those in.
Nice, and good choice on the shirt color. The maroon. It leans into the whole feeling of like the red background that you guys are going with the the feel of the dreamscape, the imaginary world. So I think that's a good call on that. So 60 pages for $25. Get the Rob Willis cover. So only one cover this time around.
So we're gonna have a variant.
Okay.
It's being worked on right now. It's something we're gonna drop hopefully in a few weeks, and it's by one of my favorite artists. Hopefully we could get him on a stream or a video to talk about it. Yeah, and he said he wanted to do like some process videos about it too. So I can't wait for that. So that's gonna be on here. I'm really excited about that. So and if you guys have already backed and you see the new cover and you want that one, we're going to have it on here for you guys with no extra shipping as like a secret perk. So you guys don't have to, pay for double shipping for getting 2 of the books or whatever.
Nice. All right. So you've got the digital book for people that want to get digital, and especially handy for our friends that live overseas, because shipping is just kind of monstrous at this point.
Yeah.
And digital catch up tier as well. So you get all of the Lost Pages. Is that what I'm saying here?
Yes. Yeah. You'll get Psycho Slumber, the PDF, and all the Lost Pages stuff. That's 1, 2. We did a Myth supplemental book for the Lost Pages, and then number 3 as well. So that's the first time we're actually doing like the big collection digitally, as well as and if you guys love, paper books, the physical stuff, there's the catch up for you as well.
Yeah, killer catch up. So you can catch up on both the Kill Journal and the Lost Pages. So you get the Psycho Slumber Willis cover, Kill Journal Volume 1, Lost Pages Tome, and Lost Pages 3. Damn, that is a whole lot of comic book for $85.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think almost all those books are over 100 pages.
Yeah.
And but if you guys want to read them sooner, you could go to our websites and grab them too, and they'll ship out right away. But if you do it this way, this goes towards the funding, and you'll get everything at once when everything fulfills.
Heck yeah. All right, and Joe Ball original page.
Yeah, so we
Ooh.
the Psycho Slumber is drawn digitally, so we didn't have like a lot of physical art to put out there. But if you guys are art collectors, I did have some pages from the first Lost Pages campaign.
Oh, nice.
From the wild card story that Joe Ball drew. So I have like 7 pages of those. One that wasn't even published. So if you guys want to get some amazing original art, definitely grab some of that. And I think I'm going to be posting some pictures of that later on, probably this weekend, so people will know what that looks like. Yeah, but we have almost all the pages from that story still.
Right on. And I see the Dan Dahl sketch cards are already gone, as well as the Rich Ayala colored sketch cards.
Yeah.
Just, gone.
Yeah, those always go fast. Every Monday we put up new sketch cards.
Nice.
So actually I have Rich's and Dan's here. These are, check this out. So these are all spoken for, but this Monday we'll have some new sketch cards to throw up.
Hell yeah.
So freaking fun. Rich is awesome.
Rich does great work.
Yeah. And then Dan.
Those are awesome.
Friggin'.
I mean, Dan does good work too.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, just the detail he's able to get on the damn sketch cards just always blows my mind. Those are great, man.
Yeah. So there's more to come. More from more amazing artists.
Yeah, man. So this is kind of like a short and sweet to the point campaign. Not a whole lot of frills, just catch up books and the t-shirt. I dig it, man.
Yep.
No fuss, no muss. Like this is jump in, get some good horror comic going on.
Yeah, definitely. And we wanted to have this campaign turn around be pretty quick. So I think, my calculations are correct. We should be at the printer by the end of the year. If everything goes good on this, we get that coloring and lettering done. We could, the print file, send it off to the printer and get those bad boys back. And that would be, it's double Crimstone stories this year. So it'd be super fun because there's a lot of stuff that in my head that I want to get out on paper. So
yeah. So depending on, I guess it depends on how well this does, but you think there's going to be more collaborations between Gifted Rebels and Zaid Comics in the future?
I would love to. I love the character of Simon, and who knows? We'll see how he's doing at the end of this book. There might be more crossover there for down the line. Yeah, I'm sure we can think of something. But yeah, if this does well, I would love to do another one. Maybe later next year, but we do have, like I said, a lot of projects planned. So we'll see.
That's fucking rad, man. And I mean, hey, if they can figure out how to bring Freddy back, for multiple films, exactly. I'm sure you can figure out Simon or more Revenants, because that's one of the beautiful things about the world that Adam created with the Kill Journal is there's no end to the ways Revenants can be made and the way they can be used. So it's a very cool world that he's created, and obviously cool world that you've created with the Lost Pages as well. So there's a lot of room for collaboration there. A lot of stories that can be told between those two.
With the different hero from Lost Pages, the new Revenant. I mean, look at that game Dead by Daylight. It has so many crazy monsters in it, and some of them are based on iconic slashers. They even have those iconic slashers in the game now, but they keep coming up with new creations and original ideas. So I think this has the potential to grow into something like that as a crossover. So if you guys dig it, definitely let us know by supporting this so we can do more.
Absolutely. So who's your favorite? Like, are you a big horror fan? Are you a big horror movie fan, Phil?
Moderately, I would say probably, I don't know, up there is Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Love that stuff. That was just it's just like peak for me because it's so there's the comedy aspect of it as well, I just
Kind
love
of
that stuff.
that dark humor that Sam Raimi is known for,
Yeah.
and then of course his unique cinematography. Yeah, the original the original like Evil Dead and then Evil Dead 2, both great flicks. I also love Army of Darkness, kind of a continuation.
Yeah, Armory
You
Darkness
know.
is hilarious.
Hey, what's going on, Rick Saylor? Good
Yo,
to see
Rick,
you, sir.
my
Thanks for
boy.
coming to hang out, man. I love horror movies. I don't get to watch don't really watch a whole lot of anything anymore, just because I'm always working on something or have another project that I gotta work on. But one of my favorite horror movies, especially like a slasher flick, it's almost a proto slasher flick, is the original Black Christmas from 1974.
Dude, yes, that is probably top for me as well. That's like the first slasher movie, right?
It's one of the early ones, yeah. And fun fact that the dude that directed that is the same guy that directed A Christmas Story.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah. Remember the first person scene where you see like the killer climbing up the ladder? That was actually the director. He had the camera like mounted onto his shoulder, and he was climbing up that ladder to get that shot.
Cool.
Which, nobody, to my knowledge, nobody had done that before in a movie yet, and it really added to kind of like that unease and like putting you in the eyes of the killer. But yeah, if you guys have never seen that one, go check that one out.
That's so good.
Was having a bit of a conversation with Polton because he's a big horror fan, and he was telling me that I needed to check out the Terrifier movies. He said those were pretty good too.
They're so weird. Like I've seen bits and pieces of them. I think the character design of that character is awesome.
Yeah,
super striking. The horror scenes, like the very gruesome scenes.
Yeah,
from what I saw, they seem like very uncanny and like as if they're meant to look like they're on sets.
Okay.
The camera work is very clean. And sometimes just like very static as well. But I think the character design's awesome.
Yeah.
I love, I know this isn't a slasher film, but I really like horror, like atmosphere. And I think they really captured some really cool atmosphere in The Witch.
Oh yeah, that's actually what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
As far as like atmospheric like horror movies, like creeping horror, I think The Witch was really good. The way like the pacing, the story was good too, and just that atmosphere. I mean, I think atmosphere is key, especially when you're trying to build like suspense or that gut tightening horror, like where you can feel like the pressure is just kind of slowly building.
Yeah.
And it feels like the making a good horror film is kind of a lost art these days, just because everything is gore porn. Like the Saw movies don't do anything for me. They're gore porn. The Hostel movies, they don't do anything for me. Human Centipede, I don't care. It's all it's all just it's body horror gore porn. And if you're gonna go for like a body horror film, I don't know if you've ever seen Tetsuo the Iron Man. It's a black and white Japanese horror film.
No.
I mean, I watched that a long time ago, but some of the scenes where like the metal just starts bursting through this dude's skin will stick
I know what
with
you're
you.
talking about. I've seen clips and stuff.
It is a truly horrific movie. And I mean, obviously, some of the stuff that Junji Ito does is also just really just out there horror. Highly recommend it if you like that kind of thing. We got an Angela Curry in the chat. Evening.
Yo.
What's up, Angela? Thanks for coming to hang out. Let's see. And we got Feline dropping the link for the Psycho Slumber. Go get yourself a copy of this. In fact, while you're at it, get one of them badass shirts. You want to.
Yes.
Rick Saylor says Terrifier is highly overrated. Okay. I'm still very curious. Like Phil said, I like the character design. Want to check it out. What's up, Woodrow? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming to hang out, man. All right, so what is when are you planning to fulfill this? You said you were hoping to get to the printing by the end of this year. When do you think you'll be fulfilling?
Yeah, I put the fulfillment dates out I think to March area just to pad it out. But like I said, the line work is done. We're working on getting it colored and then the letters and then off to the printer. So I would think probably I'd like to have it fulfilled in February, if not even closer to the end of the year. If this goes well and we're able to get all of our ducks in a row, we're able to have this bad boy out for you guys to read. This winter time, that would be amazing.
That would be fucking cool, but you always want to give yourself a little bit of leeway just in case, because, things don't always go according to plan, especially when it comes to printing and shipping and all of that stuff. So
definitely.
Feline dropping the link to Zaid Comics website if you want to go pick up any of the rest of the stuff that Phil has. All kinds of cool shit over on the website there. So what's next for you after this book?
So we already let Western I told you about. We already have a bunch of pages done for that. Something that I think I would like to do is like what we did with this book and the preview. I think I might do a preview for the Western like this style, and just to build some hype around it. And then right now I'm plotting out Magic Cop 3, and then once that is done, when I have script for it, my brother's going to be working on that. And I think we're going to try to get a lot of that done before we launch a campaign, maybe, half of the art done for that. So we're not rushing around or anything like that.
Yeah.
And, to get the readers some time to miss us, so.
Yeah. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's right.
That's right. And I think it's a good idea for campaigns if they can. Obviously sometimes when people are putting together a book, they need some of the funding to help get things, get the ball rolling, get things made. But if they can, to have at least a part of the book done and ready to go before they start doing the campaign, I think that goes a long way to show the backers that they're serious about this and they're actually going to fulfill. That the backers are actually going to get this book. I mean, you've been around this scene for as long as I have, and you've seen some campaigns that show up and like, hey, we need your money, and then they disappear. So people are they're a little gun shy. So I think it's a good idea to have stuff. And I mean, obviously, you've fulfilled how many campaigns have you fulfilled now?
I want to say 6. I think this might be our 7th. I think so. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Let's see. Got a track record for fulfilling, and that's I love seeing people that I've known in this scene for years doing their thing, like Edwin, with the Ace. Yeah. He's fulfilled so many campaigns and got them, still doing his thing, and building a reputation. So I like that. I am of the opinion that indie comics pushes our industry forward, our medium forward. I've done a lot of research on comics in the past for various research papers and stuff like that for school. It was always like if we were able to pick our own topic for a research paper or like an essay for college, it was about comics. I mean, my senior English lit thesis was on John Constantine. It was a compare-contrast essay about how John Constantine, in spite of being an anti-hero, still fit the archetype of a hero. And teacher really liked it. So
that's awesome.
But I've done research about the history of comics, and you had the black and white underground scene in the '60s into the early '70s, and they were doing stuff that the mainstream comics weren't doing. Obviously, you had the EC comics that were outside of the mainstream. That's why the Comics Code Authority was created, to kind of like cut them out of the comics scene. That's why they moved it to the magazine format. And then the black and white boom of the 80s, that's where we got the Ninja Turtles from. And then into the 90s, that's where we got the Crow from. So indie comics always pushes our medium forward, and that's what we're doing here now. This crowdfunding scene. I mean, Brian Polito doing Lady Death in the indie scene. Jimmy Palmiotti doing his crowdfunding stuff with Paper Films. Those two guys kind of were some of the first to jump into this crowdfunding scene, and they kind of showed us the way. And I mean, Brian Polito's kind of made a fucking empire now out of Coffin Comics.
Oh yeah.
He's basically kind of recreated Chaos Comics with Coffin Comics. Got a whole slew of brand new characters. And you're doing the same thing, man. You've created a slew of characters, and you've you're moving forward with all these different IPs. Trying different things, doing new things. So and Adam Lawson, Mark Bolton, you guys are all creating a bunch of different IPs and getting stuff out there. And I feel like that's important for this scene. We need to give people a lot of variety to read, because comics are a great medium for telling stories. It's not just superheroes. It's not just the cape shit as people say.
Sure.
Horror like this book.
And that's why I think this was so fun for me to do, because I got able to cross into another genre, and with my characters who, Crimstone's very much a psychological character. He lives in Jasmine's mind and gets to see what's going on up there and kind of fights her inner demons along the way. And then to cross that into this slasher genre, to dig deeper into that was a lot of fun. But yeah, the variety is where it's at, and the Lost Pages. That's why we created it, because each character kind of tackles a different type of some of my favorite comics.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Okay, so is there any kind of genre that you haven't touched yet? I mean, you're working on a Western. You've got the superhero stuff. You've now done horror. Is there another genre that you'd like to go into, like maybe like a straight comedy book or something like that? Is that something you've ever been interested in, or are you hitting all the highlights you think you'd want to touch?
I think what we're gonna do with the fourth Lost Pages book is gonna be more like almost straight up like a sword and sorcery fantasy.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Wildcard, who's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
He grew up in Camelot. So it's going to be a big change of scenery for me and the readers. So I'm kind of excited to do that, because I've never delved into that quite the way we're going to. Last year I was hired by Passion for Drawing to write a story for his Tales of Nova Terra magazine, which was a lot of fun to do. It was straight prose, and it was actually kind of
cool. Okay.
It was set in his fantasy world, but it was more like a horror story, something like The Monkey's Paw, very inspired by that. So I dipped my toe in a little bit, but there's so much still that I want to do, and like I said, the Lost Pages is kind of set up to explore that. Like even like we have our manga style character Drift Legend, who's all like Japanese race car vigilante, and like that is just so fun as well. But there's time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have set yourself up with the Lost Pages to be able to do all kinds of cool stuff with it. Touch on a bunch of different genres with a bunch of different characters. So I mean, that was a good call, man. It was a good call. Old Dirty Fatty says, by the way, never take a cape shit. It gets messy.
Oh no. Thank you.
What's up, Alex VRB says, man, what a day. I should be doing chores, but I'll shove that off till tomorrow. Well, there you go, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. Dude, this campaign looks fantastic. I love that shirt. I'm really wanting that shirt. And obviously badass cover. So keep your eyes peeled on this campaign for the variant cover reveal. And go support this awesome book. Support awesome indie comics from Zaid and Gifted Rebels Comics. We've been going for a little under an hour here. Is there anything else you would like to say about Psycho Slumber or Zaid Comics before we take off?
If you guys have not read any of our previous works, definitely go over to zaidcomics.com. Check it out. Magic Hop, get caught up on the Lost Pages, and you can pick them up now and get ready for this bad boy to drop. So you know all the characters going into this. And also sign up for our mailing list, which is on our website. It's right on the front page, or you can go to the Psycho Slumber page and put your email in there. We give discounts, updates, all that awesome stuff. And sub to our channel, Zaid Comics. If you guys have not, we're going to stream tomorrow. We're doing kind of like it's Friday the 13th. So we're doing a special Friday the 13th stream, my brother and I.
Yeah.
things might get crazy, or they might not. You know,
I will
be there to witness it and hang out in the chat. We love hanging out with you guys, talking comics and all that fun stuff.
Hell yeah. Link is in the description for not just their website, but also for the YouTube channel. Go check them out. What time?
What time? So we stream every Friday at 7:30 Eastern. Until 9, I think. I think that's what it is.
There you go.
30 until 9 Eastern.
There you go. I will be at a comic convention tomorrow, Ancient City Con. Yep, it's a 3-day con. It's a local one here, so I don't have to drive far, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to come home every night. So yeah, that's where I will be. Tomorrow night, I believe on Miss Good Stuff's channel, they are having the first, Uncorked in a long while.
Oh, wow.
So,
Awesome.
Uncorked starts at 7. So go hang out with the ladies of Uncorked at 7, and then you can pop over and say hi to Phil and Brandon when they start when they kick things off for their Friday the 13th special.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
We're gonna do a psycho slumber party, whatever that means.
Ooh, I mean that's kind of perfect for Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
If anybody has any ideas, message them to me so we know what to do.
There you go. Hit Phil up on X. Again, link is in the description of this video. Phil, dude, thanks for coming to hang out, man. This was a blast.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this book, and all of you out there should be too. Chat, thank you so much for being here, and remember,
Shop smart, shop S-Mart.